Hello everyone, my name is Phawx. This is the GPD Win 3. We're going to be playing PCSX2, the PS2 emulator. Very briefly, you can see that I downloaded the latest build of PCSX2. This is version 1.7.0-dev-923. There's some other stuff at the end of that, but the 923 is enough to for you to understand which version that I'm using. It's for today's date, which is January 28th. So the only things that I'm doing here, if we go to the preset, I set it to balanced. That's all I did here. If we go to the plugin setting, I am using, for the GS plugin, I am using AVX2. And if we go here, you can see that I am quite clearly using DirectX 11. This accurate date was already checked, so I left that there. I have no idea what it does in this particular dev build. And then I've enabled hardware hacks right here. If we go to advanced settings, you can see that fast texture invalidation is checked, because that is the sauce that you want. Other than that, that's pretty much everything that I'm running. Let's go ahead and resume this. We're going to be playing Burnout 3 first. So one of the things that they tell you to do, and not do that, let's do escape again, is to switch to software rendering mode. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And by switching to software rendering mode, it's supposed to fix the skyline. We're going to switch back, and that's supposedly all you need to do, but it still doesn't seem to have fixed either or, and that could just be a case for the latest dev builds. I'm hoping one day that Burnout 3 actually renders successfully.
Anyone wanting to oblige? Come on, do it! Lining up in Silver Lake as we speak. For all your racing info, stay. Crash out. Trying to open the vault! Take my gun. You will suffer for this! Don't let it open your door!
So you can't really notice it, but the vibration, the DualShock, does work with the rumble on the GPD Win 3 right now. It's actually not too bad because it's very low, so it's kind of subtle. It is kind of very reminiscent of the DualShock.
I won't forgive you. Prepare yourself!
have obtained the Metatron ore. We have shot down the enemy. We have shot down the enemy. Current damage increasing due to data. We have shot down the enemy. I have detected a... The drug
Alrighty, so this is the end of the PCSX2 demo for PS2 emulation on the GPD Win 3. Once again, Zone of the Enders, especially if you looked at it on my GPD Win Max video, it's pretty much similar to the same type of performance. Willow Cove cores on Tiger Lake are indeed better than Ice Lake on the GPD Win Max. However, the small bump, the 20% bump that we see from Willow Cove over Sunny Cove is not enough to actually really do much for us. If you've been paying attention at all to any of the metrics that are going on, you would see that a lot of the most of the power that was being spent for PCSX2 emulation was actually almost entirely devoted to CPU. Very little was actually going to the GPU at all. And it's literally one of the bigger things. Like for emulation, we always want to do CPU first, then GPU. So unfortunately, with the state of PCSX2 emulation, perhaps there's a bunch of other speed hacks and other things that can be applied, which is really just kind of a commentary on PCSX2 in general. Unfortunately, Zone of the Enders is one of those games that it's going to be still a little bit difficult to emulate. We're going to need better CPUs to actually hit 60 FPS. All the other games seem to hit 60 just fine. Shadows of the Colossus were about 50-ish, which is actually super impressive. And again, remember, we're only doing the preset 3 balance. We're not doing anything else. So anything over that is there's going to be way too many hacks, and you're going to see that 60 FPS on Shadow of the Colossus otherwise, but it's actually half frame rate, so it's actually 30, but it's showing us 60. So that 50 that you saw there is actually full on the Willow Cove cores taking it there. All told, when we take a look at power, different games require different amounts of power. Some games require about 15 watt, which is total system power at 20 watt. You could be looking at a little bit over 2 hours, like 2 hours and 10 minutes. And then some games required about 17 watt, in which case total system power is around 24 watt. At that point, we're going to be just under 2 hours. So more or less, basically what I can tell you is that PS2 emulation, you should anticipate about 2 hours of game time. That is it, guys. As always, thank you for your time, and thanks for watching.